Chains rattle broken, now we rise. Flag in my hand starts burning the skies. Truth ain't dead, though the liars try. They scream loud, but the words all die. Guys watching hands, praise to the throne. Freedom ain't free, blood built this home. Continue freedom, keep it alive. Red, white, blue, we bleed to survive. God bless the brave who fight and strive. Continue freedom, keep it alive. Land of the free, ain't bending the knee. Truth in my veins, it's all I see. Patriots roar, no fear in the fight. Continue freedom, stand in the light.
And we are back for another live stream. Welcome, welcome. Whoever was first in the hopper with the like button, thank you for that. I appreciate it. So we've got a lot to talk about today, but before we get into it, I have a couple of little PSAs. First off, if you are new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell if you enjoy the content. That way you're notified every time I release a video. And let's take it from one of my recent commenters here. This is just a couple hours ago. This channel should be at least over 100,000 subscribers minimum, and I tend to agree. So whoever JMan01 is, kudos to you. Give me a little advice there on how I can load some more content. But that only happens when people hit the subscribe button. Tracy, there you are in the comments. First up, welcome, welcome. First person. Oh man, my comment thing has been moving around all over the place. Here, let me get that fixed. There we go. Tracy, first up in the hopper. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. Everybody's trying to beat KC. I know KC's usually first in the hopper. Oh, gosh, that's great. I love it. You guys are fantastic. But I also wanted to give one more PSA, and then I'm going to get into the content. I promise. This is something that just bugs the fire out of me. If you guys come across channels like this, so this guy is pretending to be Jeremy from the Quartering. Granted, he's only 7 subscribers, but he's basically ripping off the guy's content. If y'all see this, don't subscribe. Thumbs down him, leave him bad comments, whatever. I've seen more and more of this on YouTube, and it's infuriating because, as you guys I'm sure know, it takes a lot of effort to research and to prepare for a live stream and to come out and talk to hundreds or thousands of people, depending on how well the show does. And for some of these lazy people out here just ripping off other folks' content, it's nonsense. So we'll look out for that. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes. We're going to talk about, obviously, the violence going on around the country, not just in Minneapolis, but there's calls for violence all over the place now. And I'm going to give you some of my takes on why I think it's so easy for people to be manipulated, in particular on the left. We don't necessarily have that problem on the right. We do with people like Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes and other people that have been manipulating their viewers. But by and large, we're kind of the common sense people over here on the right. We're going to disagree on stuff, but the violence is to be avoided at all costs. And I'm going to give you my take on that. I'm also going to talk about, let's see. So we've got that one. We've got, calls for violence from political personalities and then how the media is supporting them. And I am going to bring up Candace Owens in this because the playbook that the left uses and is using right now is the same one that she just levied against Ben Shapiro. Very interesting. So let's go ahead and get into it with the first video. And there's a lot of clips tonight, so buckle up, grab a soda or a cocktail or whatever it is. I mean, it is Friday night, so I guess you can have a cocktail if you want to. It's up to you. Listen to this.
This family should not wait for justice. And remember, we fought for Jamar Clark. We occupied a precinct for Jamar Clark. We did not get justice for Jamar Clark. But when the city burned, after George Floyd, all of a sudden there were some charges. So for those who are on the media talking about, don't burn it down, don't set it on fire, let me tell you this, we need justice and we need it now. Yeah. Because what happens after that is on your hands. All power to the people.
So this is being repeated in a lot of places that, all right, now it's time. This is it happened again. Something that the media told us to be mad about, something that somebody else explained poorly, which I'm going to show to all you guys. Now it's time for us to step into action. Let's burn it down. See, they didn't listen to us before, but they listened to us when we burned the cities down, when we took generations of wealth and things that people had built themselves, and we burned it to the ground. And I'm going to show you some clips here. TikTok is it's the cesspool of the world. I don't have TikTok. I will not get TikTok, but because I don't want Chinese spyware on my phone. I don't know about you guys. It'd probably be best for me. Charlie Kirk was the master of TikTok. Billions of views the guy was racking up. But I just have a thing. I don't want spyware on my phone. You guys tell me where I'm wrong. But let's listen to this guy. It's getting dicey here.
Here's a message from your friendly neighborhood leftist.
Oh, by the way, there might be language in tonight's show. I did not edit these videos. So if you got kids around normally, you might want to earmuff them.
Not all of us are going to stop at snowballs in the future.
And obviously there he was racking around into a pistol, or at least closing the slide on the pistol. It's the sound you heard.
Maybe think twice before you just start randomly shooting into vehicles.
I'm gonna critique his shooting style.
And
okay, so this is a 50-yard range. It's what it looks like. I don't know who owns this shooting range, but you might want to find out who this guy is. Those aren't great groups for as close as he was, first off. Second off, I never heard the trigger reset. So that's what, for those of you that are, understand firearms, what proper trigger pull means that you squeeze that trigger and then you should audibly hear it reset. So he's jerking the trigger. That's just me being picky. But this is the type of stuff they're posting. I'm gonna keep playing it. But
fucking randomly fire into things. Some of us actually know how to aim. So you don't have to take my advice if you don't want to. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit a tipping point pretty soon. And if you guys don't reconsider your tactics, you're gonna start going home in body bags or Ziploc bags. I really don't give a shit either way.
let's play a couple more. How about this? And the reason I'm going to play several of these is I think it's important we understand where, the people that are the most active, those are the ones that we have to worry about. Your average run-of-the-mill Democrat is probably kind of rolling their eyes at this. But the people that are the most active, the ones that, you know, when push comes to shove, are going to be out there taking action against ICE, these are the people that are going to do it. Or they're at least going to be the ones that gin up the base, the real deranged people, to go out here and do it.
No cause, and murdering people for trying to flee and for obeying a command to leave the area, and then shooting her in the face like that after she drops her kid off at school. We have to show up with guns. We have to. There's no other way around it. I don't care if I don't have a Minnesota carry permit. I'm unarmed right now, but this is the last time I show up to face these guys without a weapon. There's no way. I got shot with a pepper ball 5 minutes after walking in here. I never laid a finger on them. I never raised a hand to them. I've only been using my voice. The time for speaking is over. The time for niceties is over. The time for peace is over. They fired the first shot. It is time to end this shit by any means necessary.
You're talking about, potentially going to a dark place in this country. Do you foresee
We're there. This is the dark place. This is the dark time. We have people being sent to Salvadorian concentration camps. We got other countries being raided for their oil. We're in the dark time. There's no way out of this. There's no voting our way out of this. We can't wait till November. There's no waiting to the ballot box. We need to get to the bullet box. That's the only way. If there was another way, I'd be advocating for it. I've spoken peacefully. I've marched peacefully. I marched without Sharpton. I marched on Washington. I've been peaceful. I've acted peacefully. The time for peace is over. The time for any means necessary is right now.
You got that one right. Yuck. Yeah, I got to put up that comment. Sounds like an emotional beta. Yeah, this is somebody who is unhinged. This is somebody that is lacking in their moral compass is wildly off, because we're going to watch the recently released body cam footage. It was released today, I believe, And I'm going to show that to you guys that clearly shows how hard this guy was hit, this officer was hit. We've already seen it from 3 other camera angles. But they are emotionally charged. It's emotion over fact. They just listen to the narrative. They get spun up by politicians and media pundits alike. And I think that part of this as well, this is, again, in my opinion, you guys tell me what you think about this. This is partially has to do with us being a godless world. We are a godless world. We are a godless society. And this is a clip that I came across, interestingly enough, right before this show. I'm going to play it for you guys. This is a school board representative. And this is not uncommon when it comes to people on the left. It's like the ones that didn't want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They wanted to take that out of, the praying in Congress and all these things.
If you put prayer,
and I'm not preaching to you guys, I'm just saying, I think this is a moral compass issue.
I don't think that's a welcoming sign to the people who are in this room tonight. How much prayer do you need? How much God do you need? We say under God, we say it. Why do we need to say more? This, to me, is very disturbing. If I tell you I'm offended, I'm offended. I just don't understand why you're comfortable excluding people. Not everyone who is in this room tonight is Christian. And guess what? If you do this, we're going to have legal challenges. And guess what? It goes all the way to the Supreme Court because it's in the Constitution. I don't know why you need prayer to take this job seriously. But don't say this is going to unify when I'm telling you it will not.
They reject any kind of moral framework because look, we know that the Christian moral if more people in this country were adhering to a Christian moral framework, the violence would drop exponentially. And I'm not talking about people who there's a joke my dad's a pastor, and my dad used to tell a joke. He said that there's the ones who say, yes, I'm a Christian. Well, actually, let me reframe it. He said that this guy goes into a church, and he came up to the pastor, and he said, it was at Christmas time, and he said, you know what, pastor, I'm not coming back to this church. And he said, why not? He said, well, the only songs I ever hear are Oh Holy Night and Up from the Grave He Arose. So it's the people that just go at Christmas and Easter. They aren't consuming any content, any Christian-based content between those. And fine, if that's the way you want to live your life, you do your thing. I don't preach to folks. But at least people that understand the Christian moral framework, these things on the left wouldn't be an issue. So we have a godless side of the aisle, I believe. The things that they support through whether it's abortion or you pick your poison. But now we've got a media who is also misleading the public, downright lying to them. And look, our fellow citizens are buying it. Our fellow Americans are buying this. And I'm going to give you, this is posted by DHS, and they gave a retort to
this.
And
now tensions are flaring even higher in Portland, Oregon, after a Border Patrol agent shot a married couple there. At least 6 people were arrested yesterday and overnight during protests in Portland. And according to DHS now, the border agents there were conducting a quote-unquote targeted vehicle stop of this married couple. They accused the couple of both being connected to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua and claimed that during the stop, the driver tried to run over the agents, and that is why one of them fired a quote, defensive shot. No agents were injured in this. The married couple, they were both shot, one in the arm, one in the chest. Both are in the hospital. And local leaders now are demanding that ICE and other federal agents leave this.
Okay, so a married couple injured, no federal agents hurt. This is how CNN's writing it. So a correction had to be issued by DHS itself. And it says the 2 criminal illegal aliens who attacked Border Patrol in Portland are a gang member and his prostitute, not an innocent married couple. The driver of the vehicle, Luis David Nico Moncada, is a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela and suspected Tren de Aragua gang member. He illegally entered the United States in 2022 and was released into the country by the Biden administration. Since then, he was arrested for DUI and unauthorized use of a vehicle. He has a final order of removal. The passenger, Yorlinis Betzabeth Zambrano Contreras, is a criminal illegal alien from Venezuela and is associated with Tren de Aragua. She entered the U.S. in 2023 near El Paso, Texas, and was released into the country by the Biden administration. Since illegally entering, Contreras played an active role in a Trinidad prostitution ring and was involved with the prior shooting in Portland. So here that you've got all of these, you've got a media personality who's sitting here reading the script from the Democrat National Committee, from the DNC, saying it was a married couple. That's the story we're going with. And then people listen to it. Our fellow citizens listen to this, and because, and I'm going to get to why I think this is here in a minute, but these overly emotional, look, there's nothing wrong with being emotional. In fact, I'm not afraid to admit that I can kind of be an emotional guy sometimes. But overly emotional and unable to control it, that's a completely different thing.
Emotional? We're being attacked by our own people, by our own federal government, by masked men without ID that are taking people away for God knows why.
Okay, let's hit a couple of these things. First off, masked men. Why do they have to wear masks? Have you ever wondered why leftists, I'll say leftists, Antifa wears masks because that's a protection measure, right? They can wear masks and nobody can identify them. That's why so few of them get arrested. That, and because the police are okay with them burning down buildings and businesses. But nonetheless, people if you are federal law enforcement, you have to, because these people will dox you. They will come after you. They will come after your family because they are godless, overly emotional people. So, yeah, they're masked men. Yeah, they're masked men to protect themselves and to protect their families. They're just doing their job. And then shooting somebody for no random reason, or for just any reason, right? For just randomly shooting people. This has been the repetitive term, is randomly shooting people. No, they shot a woman who tried to run over an ICE agent, who tried to run over federal law enforcement.
They're not pedophiles. They're not rapists. They're not criminals. They're taking people from schools. They're taking high school kids.
Why is this so hard for you to talk about? Sometimes this is a little tough.
Because I'm an American and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
So he's ashamed of us enforcing our laws, of protecting our borders. He's ashamed, and he's got a completely misguided view of what law enforcement is doing. Is that to say that law enforcement gets it right every time? Absolutely not. No, they don't. It's impossible for them to. But in America, our law enforcement does above and beyond better than place. I mean, just look at Nicolas Maduro. When he first appeared in court, he had no idea he had the right to an attorney. He had no idea what bail was. He didn't know about all these accoutrements that come with the American legal system. And I thought, why is this? Why are we, we're even adults, I'm going to put it in air quotes, adults can't control themselves and respond the way they are. These a lot of them women, interestingly enough, but there was a video, I think I've got it in here, of a mom who had her 6-year-old son in there and was getting into an active ICE crime scene. I'll show you the video. What is causing them to act irrationally? And I chalk it up to a lack of maturity. And so I thought, what studies have been done about the maturity? And there's a lot of things that contribute to that. It's being on your own, it's being independent, it's getting out and about and kind of doing your own thing. And when does that happen in your life? I didn't go incredibly in depth into it, but these are some of the big markers. So a milestone of 18 to 24, marriage. So marriage will mature people very quickly. It should mature people pretty quickly. And 18 to 24-year-olds, it was 50% in the 70s, less than 20% today. Living with their parents, it was 31% then, and it's 47%. So half of kids now, 18 to 24, are still living with their parents. Median age at first marriage, 21 to 23. Now it's 28 to 30. So we're getting married later. We're living like kids for a very long period of time. In our early years, it's exploring, it's doing this, that, and the third. When you should be settling down, getting married, starting a family, getting a job, learning to be independent, because that gives you obviously more time to fail. And then people that are enrolled in schools. Now this has working or enrolled in schools. This has gone up, But I was also, looking at the numbers of people in that age group, 18 to 24, who stay in college for extended periods of time. And those numbers are astronomical as well. So we haven't set the conditions in this country for young people to become mature. Add into that social media and the TikTok brain and all of this stuff. So I assume that all of these stats would lead to 40-somethings acting like teenagers. And I assume that it would lead to temper tantrums and mental instability in older people. It's like this delayed, is it maturation, I guess? The delayed maturing of our adults. And you add on to that people that are over-medicated. So la-di-da-di, everybody is getting, it is, drug them first, and then we'll figure out the rest later. And then we're poisoning people with the food and all of this stuff. So this is how you get people like these individuals I've shown you. Plus, you get a woman taking a 6,000-pound car or whatever that vehicle weighed and trying to run over federal law enforcement. And then you couple that with the media. I mean, it piles on and piles on and piles on. And all we can assume is that the left, to include the media, to include the Democrat Party, because I'm going to play some body cam footage, or excuse me, play some footage of some representatives. This is what they want. This is how they divide and conquer. And we saw it in 2020, and I thought, surely, back during the summer of love, I thought, oh man, we're past this. We are so past this. And one of their people, this is what they glom onto. They glom onto the person who is the actual criminal and turn them into the victim, as if to confuse things anymore. Let's watch the body cam footage. How about that? Let's watch the body cam footage. This is of the police officer involved in the shooting.
Plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking guy. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car. Whoa!
It wasn't a light bump. I think we can all agree on that. Yep, there you go. That's it. She speeds up into him. You can obviously see him turning away and firing that one round, or it was actually a couple of rounds, in self-defense. But nope. She's the good guy, he's the bad guy, because he was protecting himself. And now we've got, it's not just the politicians, it's also the people who are responsible for public safety. Let's give you an example in Philadelphia. Here's what Philadelphia is saying. This is the police chief of Philadelphia, and I'm going to show you a surprise member of law enforcement who said, don't do this in our city. You're going to be shocked by who it was.
I'm Rochelle Bilal, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia. And I say her name, Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. Renee Good. This should not have happened, but we're here today. Let know that law enforcement professionals, real ones, not the fake made-up ICE, probably Trump's new army to attack citizens of the United States. Did you hear what I said? No law enforcement professional wears a mask. None. None.
Well, ICE and federal do because, well, they technically work for Donald Trump, and your people will come out and, the left will come out and, well, we talked about that.
Those that come into our communities wearing a mask to commit crime, thank God for our district attorney, Larry Kraftner, who said he's going to lock them up. And I'm saying now, we are not going to whisk you away for them to hide your identity, because when you do it there, you're getting arrested there. No whisk away for them to hide you. None of that here. None of that here. Law enforcement professionals do not shoot at moving vehicles. I'm not saying fleeing because she wasn't fleeing. She was getting out of the way.
No, she was trying to run him over.
Law enforcement professionals do not stand in front of moving vehicles invoking an action that is illegal. No, we don't. And so we stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up, fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up, fake, wannabe law enforcement. Because
well, you can say that, but they are federal law enforcement exercising their duty, their responsibility, lady. It is like everything she is saying in here is it's politicized nonsense under the guise of public safety. Under it is so irresponsible. And she's an elected. I mean, sheriffs are elected representatives, so she's obviously a political animal. But nonetheless, she is lying to her people, saying and threatening ICE. She's saying we're going to arrest these people. They aren't going to, not around this town. You're not going to flee and get to go hide away. No, that you are incorrect, madam.
what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. So I'm with the DA, and we will work with them. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. And the fake, whatever they call them, because I can't say the name, but
it's ICE. It's 3 letters. It's not that hard.
the criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail. Renee Good should be here today. And to her family, we are saying law enforcement professionals are not the ones here in this city that would do that. But here's the last thing that I will say. Law enforcement professionals around the country do their job, and we have been fighting for years to build that bridge between us and our communities. You have one negative nutcase that causes this problem, and now we all have to fight again to let people know law enforcement works with communities. These crimes.
Do you listen? Think about this. What she said. This is ginning up people. The same people I was playing before that are suffering from the leftist mind virus. She's ginning up those people again. And then she says, in the end, it's just one guy. It's just one guy. We've been working to build this bridge between us and the people. What, by not enforcing your laws? That is what she's implying. But so it's gin them up, but then kind of give yourself an out. Saying, now we've got to go back and fix this. You don't have to. There's nothing to fix. Say it truthfully. She tried to run over a federal law enforcement officer. How about you don't do that, citizens? They acted in self-defense. This is what it is. And don't do it here in Philadelphia. I'm going to play from Chicago, of all places. Chicago. This is, unbelievable. Listen to this guy. In fact, the guy that I've done some podcasts with, the Chicago Conservative, I sent him this one. I hope he puts it on his show because he gets a lot of viewers from Chicago. This guy ought to be the stinking mayor.
Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer. You are breaking the law when you do that. And you are putting yourself in danger. Following law enforcement agents around The question is why? What do you plan on doing? It's also reasonable for them to believe that you're eventually going to do harm to them. If you ram any vehicle, especially that one that contains law enforcement agents, and that's any law enforcement, local, state, federal, county, and you do this intentionally, this is considered deadly force. Deadly force is anything that can cause great bodily harm or death. When you plow into a vehicle that contains law enforcement agents, you're using deadly force.
Where is this guy running for public office? Good grief. If he watches this, Vashon, get on and he's the guy I was talking about. Get this guy on your show. Good gracious. So I want to get to some of these comments. You guys have been dropping a ton of them. I promise I'm going to get to them. Let's see. Oh gosh, yeah, we got some good ones. I tell you what, I'm going to reserve comments until the end. I know. I wish I was able to do this back and forth more easily to go from comments to the footage. Okay, so in Chicago, this was shocking. Honestly, when I heard he's the superintendent. Yeah, he's the Chicago PD superintendent. When I heard it coming out of that leftist stronghold, good job, people. Good job. We need more of that, right? This is what we need more of. And here we go, back to the leftists. These are elected representatives stirring up anger, fear, all of this. Here, check this out.
Is that every single person in the United States of America, U.S. citizens, white, black, brown, whoever you are, you have to worry now that an ICE agent is going to come and shoot at you and kill you.
Not if you don't try to hit them with your car. Not if you don't pull a firearm on them. I mean, they're just into it is.
You say things like state-sponsored terrorism. You put out as a statement, literally, stop fucking with us, was your words. These are goons. And they'll say that is raising the temperature and actually puts some of this law enforcement officers in greater danger. What do you say to that?
I said what I said.
Okay. And just real
unapologetic. Yeah, that's it. I want my people to be afraid. I want them to be terrified of the law enforcement who's not out for them. Unless you're an illegal immigrant. Then they are. If you're here illegally, the easiest thing for you to do is to take some of that wonderful American money that you have earned, that beautiful American dollar that you have earned, buy a plane ticket, go back home, apply to become a citizen, and come on back in a few years or however long it takes. You want to do it that way? Perfectly fine. But if you're just your run-of-the-mill American citizen, they want you to think that ICE is out here getting anybody and everybody. Keep them scared. Keep them divided. That's not how we're supposed to live. And that's why when I listen to whether it's political commentators or other people, if it's trying to see, the left is trying to do the same thing that we're doing over here on the right. We're trying to say I'm right and you're wrong. That's essentially what it comes down to. We are making arguments for political, our political prescriptions, our social issues, all of these things. You were right, we were wrong, and we're trying to make a conversation about that. So we're going to be divided that way. But to make a compelling argument, it's not about, their idea is to do it with lies, deception, and anybody that's doing that, whether they are on the right or left, those are the ones I'm going to be calling out. But that's the way they see it. Mislead, deception. And if it takes deception and lying and, rewriting history in order to get people to subscribe to your particular brand of politics, then you're probably on the wrong side of history and you probably got a pretty crappy ideology. But they do have mental capture on a lot of people. And this is part of the cultural component. So this isn't an ICE stop. But this is part of the cultural component I was mentioning yesterday, and I'm going to reiterate today. That is, people who simply and it's part of the immaturity that I referenced earlier as well. People have zero respect for authority. They can't respect authority. They weren't taught how to respect authority. And this is the type of thing that you get.
Step on out of the car. You're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
Step on out of the car.
Please don't.
Step on out of the car.
Don't. That's
Do it now. Do it now or I'll break this window. Step on out of the car. You're under arrest. Step on out of the car. You're under arrest. Step on out of the car. You're under arrest.
You don't want to.
Ma'am, I've provided you multiple requests for your license, registration, and insurance. Okay, step on out of the car. Do it now.
She doesn't. I do not have to.
I will break this window.
I have to show that.
Wow, you're kidding. So you see the patience being exercised by these people, and this is after they said, "Hey, you pulled over." I forget what the cause of the traffic stop was. It was speeding or something like that. So they're speeding, but the immediate response is, don't cooperate. Don't do anything that helps them get the investigation over with. I haven't been pulled over in a while. Last time I got pulled over, license and registration. Okay, I know what it was. My tag had expired last month and you pulled me over. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Here's my license and my registration. And you move on with your life when you do something wrong. But these immature people cannot accept responsibility for their actions. There's no way that they could do anything wrong. And it kind of, the phrase that it doesn't have anything to do with that comes to mind is when Bill Burr cracked a joke a while back talking about 23andMe, the one that where you get your DNA and all that. And he said, why do people want to send in their saliva and DNA to the internet? Is it that, well, I don't know what I am, but it's so fabulous, I have to know what this recipe was to make this wonderful thing, right? That's the arrogance that a lot of these people have. Like, there's no way I did anything wrong. You're always in the wrong. I've been taught that you are evil, that you are terrible, that you're just out here doing, bogus police stops. And so I'm not going to cooperate. Then the situations escalate unnecessarily. And it also makes these same people, they're Karens, It makes them come out here and block the street in front of ICE and put themselves and, let me find this clip. I got to make sure I get the right one. Their children in danger. Where was it? Here we go.
Away, I'm not influencing anything.
Hey, back up.
I'm far enough away. I'm not influencing anything.
Do you live on this street?
I don't. No.
Okay, I need you to get in your.
No, I won't.
Ma'am, I need you to leave.
It's my right to be here.
Back up out of the way.
I will not.
One of our cars as well. You were too close right now. You were
it's okay.
interfering.
I'm right here.
Federal
You're
investigation.
going to get out of my face.
You need
I'm
to
a
back
public
up over
citizen.
here.
No, I won't. Tell me
You
why
need
I'm
to back
far
up this
enough
way.
away from your
You need to
investigation.
back up this way.
Step beyond our cars.
Ma'am,
Don't touch me,
ma'am,
please.
we have
Beyond
somebody.
our
Don't.
cars.
Where's your car?
I did when I saw that one of the agents was a black guy. I thought, well, they can't play the race card on this one.
Right here.
Where's
You
your
need to go
car?
all the way
Oh,
this
that's great.
Keep going. Go all the way
That's
this
great.
way.
Sure. Beyond your cars, 20 feet, right?
See that white car?
I have a 6-year-old right here. I have a 6-year-old right here in my car.
Child in the car?
Oh,
Yeah, I
child
sure did.
endangerment.
Yes, child endangerment.
Get your child off of the scene. This is an active police scene.
It's an
This is all on camera right now, too. Right here.
Yes, I'm wonderful. I'm very glad
Get
for
your
it.
child out of here. You
I
are
can
an
be right
active
here.
police scene.
I'm happy right here.
Ma'am, listen to me. You have the right to videotape. Okay?
I do. Thank you,
Hang on,
sir.
you listen to me right now.
I'm going to listen.
But we have someone that's being detained right here, okay? Mm-hmm. You have a child.
Tell me where you need me to go
Hang on,
exactly.
I need you to stay. Do me a favor.
Yeah,
In the
I
front
will.
seat with no car seat, okay? Do me a favor. You can videotape all you like, but
Sure.
you have to stay. You cannot come past that driveway,
Perfect.
okay?
I'll be right back.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay at your car, though, okay?
Thank
You're
you.
more than welcome to videotape.
Thank you,
okay?
sir.
But do me a favor. By state law, we're policemen, too. That child is supposed to be in a booster seat. He's not of age.
Oh.
So make sure you put him in a booster
Great.
seat, because I'd hate to give you a ticket.
You can give me a ticket. I'd love it.
I mean, it's astounding. At what point does a mother with her kid in the car say, I'm going to go pull up to an active police scene, armed agents all around, walk into the middle of it, leave my kid unattended inside of a car? Like, these people don't, I'm sorry, but that's child endangerment, first off. That is, you can't even argue that it's not. But it's more of the mind virus. And I'm going to play a couple more here. This is wild. I know I'm bombarding you guys with this. This is in New York. Listen to what they're chanting here in New York. And I'm highlighting this because it is spreading. It's spreading all around the country. It's not just Minneapolis. Just like before, Minneapolis is where it starts. Kristi Noem will hang is what they are chanting. Let's listen to it a little more. Save a life, kill an ICE, they say. Yet we're the party of violence, we're the fascists, we're the this, we're the that. Save a life, kill an ICE. Save a life, kill an ICE. Save a life, kill an ICE.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Hey, I dedicate that one to good.
But you get it. So they're I guarantee you the next thing we're going to start seeing is there's a couple of ICE vehicles that have been burned. It's relatively small now, but I'm shocked they're doing it in the winter. That's the number one thing. I was talking to some of my buddies the other day about this, and it was over on Braver Than the Rest. It's a podcast that I do every Wednesday night with a couple of buddies of mine. And we were sitting talking about things, and I thought that, or I think that this is the primer, just like in a cartridge. I don't have one sitting around here, but you've got the primer, then you've got the powder, then you've got the bullet, then you've got the impact. The primer is what kicks it all off. And I feel like it kicks off the chain reaction. I feel like this is the primer, and they are priming us for a year, next year, or this year rather, of destruction. It's going to start in the spring. It's going to start to ramp up. In the summer, it's going to be full bore. And we all know this. It's so obviously intentional. And I still, while I criticize them, I come down hard on people on the left because their policies in 99.99% of the time are trash. They're perfectly fine. The media, is a prime example. They're perfectly fine lying to their listeners, lying to the people who are watching them or listening to them. The politicians manipulate them. They play to the lowest common denominator. It's all trash. We do some of that over on the right as well. I can't say we're all innocent of that. But they stir up violence knowing that it's going to be violence. And so I come down hard on the left because I don't know how your average American citizen looks at the left, the current Democrat Party, and says, yeah, I think I can get behind that. I don't want to see it again. I'm sick of it. And every time I thought we were past it, but Donald Trump is having a positive impact. In fact, I don't know if I've got the clip or not. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. It was the left was basically saying that if Donald Trump increases the supply of oil in the U.S., this is a terrible thing. This is a bad thing. I don't think our economy can handle a surge of petroleum. So they're essentially saying if we were to get gas down to $1.50 a gallon, it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world to them because it solves a lot of the problems that they created, and they can't hold it over us. We listen to politicians we have for our entire lives. We've listened to politicians saying, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to fix this and I'm going to fix that and I'm going to fix this and I'm going to fix that. And none of them ever do. None of them ever do. Donald Trump came in and said, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And he does it. And the career politicians are doing cheetah flips and screaming and whooping and hollering like, how in the world are we going to allow this guy to do what he says? That just upends all of American politics. It's not supposed to be that way. My goodness. And so the last one I'm going to talk about is, I said these are the tactics of the left, is to mobilize their people by using, in some cases, well, the left has outright said, yes, violence, but there is some veiled language And I'm going to highlight Candace Owens because she recently came out against Ben Shapiro. And let's listen to this because this is
something that
here we go. Listen here. She knows exactly what she's saying, and you guys will read through it.
There is something that feels dangerous about this. Like he is growing increasingly more unhinged and more focused on me, more focused on stopping me. And it can't happen. It cannot happen. So I'm not going to allow it to happen. I'm going to tell you guys the truth about what's going on behind the scenes. I have basically said we need to take real action against him. There is something that feels...
And there was a longer clip to this one. I grabbed the wrong one. But nonetheless, she was enumerating the real action. Like we have to really do something because this is becoming dangerous. So I find it interesting that she's concerned for her safety about a 5'8" Jewish guy who looks like a well-dressed accountant. That worries her. She's not worried about the French or the Mossad or anybody else like that. But it's the slight little jabs. And maybe she didn't mean it that way. Maybe she didn't. But her people are a highly motivated group of folks. And she uses that same language. When she feels threatened, we need more direct action. We need real action. Not just talking. We need real action. This is what she's alluding to. And so she uses kind of the leftist tactics, right? And granted, most of her followers are not on the left, so do I think that would be the case? No. But Candace is a leftist and uses the same leftist tactics. So make an accusation, focus on emotion over fact, use veiled language to try and produce some sort of antibody reaction against, whoever your perceived enemy is, and kind of use it as the beehive effect. And she's not afraid to lie to her audience, right? So we've got it coming from both ends. I don't want to lie to you guys. So that's why you hit the subscribe button, right? I'm here because I want to bring you genuine information. I'm going to pop over, but I know I've got comments. I really want to get to these. I'm going to play a Jesse Waters clip. I think you guys will find this entertaining because it makes a great point. And I wanted to make it before, but I'm going to let Jesse Waters make it for me. Here you go. Check this out.
They're such hypocrites because, you're just a couple days out from the Jan 6 anniversary, which they celebrated with candles and songs. And what did they say? You can't attack federal law enforcement officials, can't attack federal agents. Okay, every day in Minneapolis looks like January 6th. They're running cars at them. They're spitting at them. They're assaulting them. They're kicking them. They're chasing them. I mean, I wasn't for what people were doing to federal agents on January 6th, punching them or slugging them. They're doing it all over the country every day, and the media says nothing about it. They're such hypocrites because, you're just a couple days out from the Jan 6th.
So this is the point he's making. And by the way, the point he's making is that there are times where the left will cheer on law enforcement. They were cheering on during January 6th, the Capitol Police. And even the guy, Michael Fanone, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'll show you this guy. The guy who was one of their heroes of January 6th, he's actually coming out calling for violence now as well. He says that it's time to shoot ICE agents. This is what one of the heroes of the left, he perjured himself, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. But he, let's see, let me pull up the right clip here. He perjured himself in congressional testimony, so he should have actually seen some consequences from that. But even that guy's calling for it. But yeah, it's this, oh no, it's law enforcement this, law enforcement that. And yet it's happening every single day in their cities. And they don't seem to have an issue with that. And the last thing I'm going to show you before I get to comments, I'm sorry, I know I keep doing this, is you guys remember in the Summer of Love, we had Chaz and Chop. Well, this is already happening again. So they've set this up in Minneapolis. Oops, wrong button here. They're starting to put up the barricades and give themselves their own space. I'm not going to play the whole video, but if you remember, that turned into a very, very violent situation. And interestingly enough, for people who hate the Second Amendment, they had armed guards and all that nonsense. So it's starting already. It starts with a couple of barricades and some hippies, using the bathroom in buckets and doing whatever it is they do and destroying a piece of public property. But it escalates. This is the primer. It's the primer before the big boom. And hopefully we can fend that off. Hopefully. All right, let's get to comments because you guys, my awesome chat, my awesome subscribers. Let's see. I brought up Sue. I want to welcome Sue. I think you said you're a new subscriber. Is that what you said? Was that right? I thought I saw one. I thought I put up one of your comments. Yeah, here you go. That was the one. Welcome aboard, Sue. Well, it's SU-11. Was SU-11 an aircraft? I don't know. Anyway, welcome aboard. That's fantastic. The TD. Let's see, Sue. Well, Ben was here for a little while. Let's see. I put that one up. Yep, there we go. By any means necessary. Yep. This is the one they love to go to, by any means necessary. And that's their, I hate the term dog whistle, but only because they've used it so much against us. But it's true. That's their dog whistle, is by any means necessary. We have to do whatever it takes. You get out in the street and make your voice heard. You get up in their face, tell them they're not welcome here. You make a crowd. Maxine Waters, remember that one? I'm out there fighting. It's not hurt people. They don't belong where they could have been home with her. Let's see. I mean, that's a valid point. I get people wanting to be, activists of some sort. However, I don't know why this thing keeps shrinking down. My chat box is a wreck right now. Let's see. Minnesota, she wanted to be out there fighting for a child that's not hers or people that don't belong here where she could have been. Well, at the end of the day, she should be home with her children. Yes, absolutely, she should. Being an activist in and of itself is not a bad thing. If you want to get out and protest, it's your First Amendment right to do that. The problem is that it's the direct action against law enforcement. There's no scenario where that's a good thing. And yeah, these moms, it's the mom, like I played a little while ago, with a 6-year-old in the car, and she says, "Oh, look, ICE agents. I'm going to pull over and put my child in danger because I'm a deranged psychopath. Because I suffer from a mind virus." I mean, folks like that got to question whether they should have kids. Yeah, that's it. ICE agents is bad for ICE agents to wear masks, but it's perfectly fine for Antifa to wear them, or BLM to wear them, or whoever to wear them. ICE wears masks because Live Crazy learned from Candace Owens. There you go. That's it. Candace. Oh, Candy was one of the original doxers. She, social autopsy. That's what her whole site was about. I'm going to take a quick stop here just to remind anybody, if you're new in this chat, feel free to smash that subscribe button, like button, and the notification bell. Very helpful to the channel. I'm very appreciative when you guys do that. So if you haven't done it yet, please do so. Let's see. Yes, that bingo, Tracy. She had been out there harassing them all day long. This was and I said it yesterday in the show that officer was frosty. He was on edge because just a few months ago, I think it was a few months ago, or I don't know if it was last year, or no, well, I guess it was last year. In June, I believe, he was drugged beside a car, had 30 some odd stitches. He's obviously tense when he's in a situation like that. He's already had one person drag him down the street because they don't have any respect for law enforcement and because they have a death wish. But the accomplice's wife said, oh, there you go. And that's it. That's it too, Sue. I'm going to call you Sue. The split second decision that, that people say that, well, when your adrenaline starts going, things can sometimes feel like slow motion, but that's if you can handle those sorts of things. But it is instantaneous when you're making those decisions. And he did what he thought was best when somebody tried to hit him with a car. And do I think he was thinking about that car getting away and hitting other people? I don't know. Maybe in that spur of the moment, maybe he was thinking about that leading up to it. If this person who is obviously deranged starts taking off, I'm going to have to take them out because they're off their rocker and they could put other people at danger. So, let's see. Yeah, there you go, Curly Girly. Sure glad I don't live in Philadelphia. I would never live in Philly. The cheesesteak, I haven't been to Philadelphia in I don't know how long. I'd go there for the cheesesteak, but that's like a lot of other Democrat cities. I don't have any interest in being there. I definitely wouldn't live there. Under no circumstances would I live in Philly. I've got to be banned. Something's got to change. Yeah, and I need to look at that. I don't know where that's made it in the court system because I'm sure that's been contested somewhere. Y'all could, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I could probably look at ChatGPT or Grok. Let's see. Why can't our military come and help ICE agents? I mean, yeah, it gets, so here's the thing. In my opinion, this is where it starts getting dicey. You've got National Guard. Tim Walz has said I highlighted this yesterday. Tim Walz has said he's going to bring the National Guard, but it's not to help ICE. It's to basically restrict ICE is how he was implying this, that they're going to be out here as some enforcement wing of some sort. And he gave him a warning. He hasn't a warning order. He hasn't officially given them orders. They haven't been mobilized. And it could just be a scare tactic or a PR move. But nonetheless, if that starts to happen, things get far more complicated. And the active duty military, they're not going to bring them in for something like this. Donald Trump flexed an additional 2,000 federal agents to that area. And, maybe that will help. But yeah, getting the military involved is tricky. And I always forget there's certain articles, there's rules and restrictions and all of that for National Guard, for active duty and operating on domestic soil. It's a complicated process. That's a great point. Supernova X72. I'll just call you Supernova. Most people never see ICE agents ever. This is correct. Especially if you're in a place like me. I'm in Tennessee. I don't see ICE. I'm kind of in rural Tennessee too, so I don't see ICE. Let's see. Supernova, you are correct. Unless they're paid to go. There you go. The paid part. This is it. So many of these people. In fact, it was Laura Ingraham. I don't listen to Laura Ingraham. In fact, I rarely listen to Fox News at all. I try to stay away from mainstream media in general, whether it's left or right. But I saw Laura Ingraham. It was a clip of her on X. And she asked the person, do you have a job? In fact, let me see if I can find that clip because y'all will probably get a kick out of it. Her response was great. Let me see here. Laura Ingraham. Laura Ingraham. Protester. Let's see if I can find it. Probably be the first one. Here it is. Yeah, it was the first one that came up. I bet it's got to be going viral. I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's play this one, and I'll show it to you guys. Oh, let me pull that comment down. Got to push all the buttons here.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame!
Her response was great. Look at her. She's like, oh, yeah.
Shame! Shame!
Do you have a job? Do you have a job?
Shame! Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame!
She said, I got it on camera. They're getting paid. They're dishing out money. Somebody had on a guy that runs an organization whose entire, like the whole business model is to bring on paid protesters. That's what they do. And they were asking him, like, how much do you pay these people? Some of them it's hundreds of dollars a day, but he said it depends on weather and security and this, that, and the third. It's so ridiculous. Our world is so fake. Let's see here. I'm coming down here too. Thank you. Sure glad I don't live in Philadelphia. Yeah, you're late. Niles, just saw you come in, man. Or just saw the comment down here. Boy, I scrolled way down. Okay, I missed several. Let me get back to where I was. ICE, here we go. ICE is doing what I voted for. We won the election. Somehow these Dems refuse to understand this. If you don't impede, you will succeed. There we go. Oh, what a great comment. Yes, ICE is doing exactly what I voted for too. Junior, one of my old school viewers here. This is totally unacceptable. Yep. Trump coming down with no mercy. Let's see. Well, see, this is the thing. I don't know I don't know exactly how he's going to do it, but you are correct. Before this whole thing gained strength, it's really ultimately it's up to Tim Walz and his folks, his law enforcement, to make sure it doesn't get out of control. It's up to the whoever's running. I don't even know who's the governor of Oregon. Yeah, it's up to them. Yeah, okay, here we go. Curly Girly. Speaking as a mom, if you bring your 6-year-old to a crime scene versus, I don't know, maybe the park or the playground, then harass the officers and gleefully refuse to leave, you're an unfit mom. Bingo! Bango! Nailed it. Yeah, you're not fit to be a parent at that point. You're prioritizing your ideology and your disdain for someone over the safety and security of your child. Like, there is zero question about that. That's exactly what that mother did. Putting her kids in danger. So sad. Candy is like a fart in the wind, fading away fast. She is. She's losing traction. She really is. They all wear a lot of makeup, Junior. All those people on cable news, they're all wearing makeup. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Let's see. And I saw the comments on the mention. Hey, there's Niles. Hey guys, what's going on, Niles? Welcome back. Let's see. Americans really are nice. There you go. We are. We're very welcoming people. Well, people, I could speak for people from the South. We're very, very kind people. Just don't rub us the wrong way. Got a mean streak a country mile wide. Let's see. Trump and governors to accept it. There you go. People really need to mind their own business when ISIS conduct these. I don't know why everyone's trying to be a hero. That's it. Because, hey, Niles, it's validation. They all want validation from their people. They want to be able to post it on TikTok, get clicks, get likes, have people pat them on the back and say, oh, you good social justice warrior. You're being, you're out there doing the good work against the dictator, against the fascists. It's like they're playing around in some, it's not a soap opera, but their own little made up world. It's like a fairy tale. And they just want all their friends to say, yeah, you did such a good job against the fascist dictator. Come on, now that you're done with that, let's go get a Starbucks and enjoy capitalism. That's basically what they're doing. What is your opinion of Tim Walz saying about the National Guard? Do you think if that were to happen, the Guard would side with the feds or the state supremacy clause? Okay, here, I think that we kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday. I don't think, look, so let me start off by this. any military personnel, any law enforcement or military of any type, you do not have to obey orders that are immoral, illegal, or unethical. I think that Tim Walz can sit up there and spout whatever he wants to spout, but the people on the ground, meaning the first 05 in the chain of command, like the first, battalion commander or the first brigade commander or the first company commander, or whoever it is, any conflict is going to be arranged between them because they understand. Tim Walz doesn't care. Tim Walz is oblivious. The representatives that I just played a little while ago that are calling for violence and saying that violence is okay, they're oblivious. But the people on the ground, they're not going to let that become a push and shove fight. It's not going to, I do not think that it would ever become violent, but if it ever did, that would be something that the Democrats would jump on and it would be used against Donald Trump. However, on the ground, if there was a confrontation of some sort between National Guard and federal law enforcement, there will be no problem. I don't think there will be a problem. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Niles. Appreciate it. Hey, yeah, it's a start. That's it. Man, I appreciate you. That's awesome. I've got 2 super chats. You're the man. That means the world to me. Yeah, Junior says, hell yeah, it's Niles. Even if Walz does that, Trump has a supremacy clause. Yeah, this is true. Well, so here's the thing. I would say that I don't want to mess this up, and I should know this better than I do because I was active duty for half of my time. I was reserved for the other half of the time, and I've worked with National Guard. But the only time I worked with National Guard stateside, or I was ever, I guess, mobilized or anything stateside, was active duty, and it was during hurricane relief. So that was a little bit different. So I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But with the National Guard, their commander-in-chief is the governor. And there are certain circumstances where the president can basically get the National Guard, mobilize the National Guard in support of federal operations. When it is CONUS, when it's stateside, it becomes different because there's 2, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've had to think about this. I need to go back and reread it. I can't remember exactly what it is, and I don't want to give you bad information. But technically, the National Guard's commander-in-chief is the governor of the state. So, yeah. Let's get our country back on track. Amen to that. Good gracious. Amen to that. And I want us to highlight, like, we do it every now and then on this channel. You guys know this, that we highlight this on a pretty regular basis, that, look, Donald Trump is doing some good things. We criticize him for what he's doing bad. We highlight the things that he's doing well. Let's keep it moving in the right direction. And that's why I've done so many videos on Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and other people that they've been dividing that positive movement. Donald Trump pulled those folks from the left, from the center, pulled them over towards the right, pulled them over towards, I guess the Republican Party, but really over towards MAGA is more or less what it was. And so they kind of rode it through with the election, and he's trying to deliver for all those people. Let's keep a little bit of positive energy. The negative is always the easiest, and I highlight a lot of negative, but it's trying to counteract the negative that is breaking apart the positive, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Mega MAGA. There you go. Hey! Thank you, Curly Girly. I appreciate you. Great insights and the tremendous amount of hard work you do on your channel. Oh, that's awesome. I do it for you guys. Look, I love it. I absolutely love making content. And the day will come where I'm doing this 100% of my time. I will my other work will go by the wayside. It'll be done. This is what I want to do forever. And it starts by having a great audience like you guys. You know, I get these new people every week are coming back and they're joining in. We're building a community here. It's what I want to do. And I appreciate you all. Y'all are awesome. And super chats, that's going to be the big way for me. I'm a small channel. I don't ask for them. I'm not going to say, hey, super chat me. If you feel so inclined, I hope that you will, and I definitely welcome it. But I don't want people to feel obliged to. I want to build this channel on a solid community, and we'll deal with the money as we go. Absolutely. No, that's what I'm here for. Look, this is the day will come. I've already dreaded this, that the day will come where my chat is chock full of people. So I'm working on a membership thing that people can, if you want to, you can become a paid member. I'm not there yet because I still have other work to do, and I want to be able to produce content on a regular basis for you guys. So I'm not going to ask money from people when I can't deliver on what I want to deliver. So I'm working on eventually we'll get to a point where I can get a membership package together, and that way my members can get, primo in the chats, because I don't want to, when they get big, you watch some of these shows and these channels and their chats are gargantuan. And the longtime early supporters kind of get lost in the mix, and I don't want that to be the case. Let's see. But back to your point, this is what I like doing right now. Like I have a chat that allows me to pop in here and answer as many questions, have a conversation with you guys. That's what I really want to do. So, okay, when do you go live? Is it a certain day night? Yeah, I got this question yesterday. Here's what I tried to do. I tried to go on, and again, it's because of my schedule. I usually don't get to on Mondays, but I try on Tuesday. I try to keep it around that 6:30 time frame. Let me just put it that way. Wednesdays, it's hit or miss, depends on my work schedule. Definitely on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, but the rest of the days of the week are kind of in flux. Sunday, right now, I don't do anything. I'm trying to be good about observing the Sabbath, and it's good for me and my wife to spend time together. So we're trying to be more intentional about that. We're both workaholics, so we're trying to take Sunday to spend time with one another. So I've kind of written that off entirely. However, and I know you didn't ask this, but I'm going to tell you because you guys are interested in what's going on in the channel. I am working on doing some interview things where I can release a separate, and I don't want to say too much because it might fall apart, but I'm hoping to do something like a Sunday special. And if I do that, it'll be a pre-recorded thing where I have interviews with interesting people, and I've got some stuff in mind. I'm not going to go too much further into that, but anyway. Ah, there you go. Another fellow veteran. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Another brother in arms. Yeah, it is. It's very complicated. It's so confusing. And the National Guard guys, they know it front and back, when it comes to all the rules and regulations around National Guard and active duty. And I should know more about it, but I don't. Let's see. Yes, go to church. You have to, And my wife and I, we for the longest time, we would watch church. So we would watch online church, but there is something about, the physical community of church and going to church it's entirely different. It's important, really. I believe that it is. So this is us saying, me and my wife saying, we're getting back to that. Like we've got to have that basis, and it holds you together. Let's see. Most channels, when they get too big, forget the people who got them there. So thank you for your kind. Yeah, absolutely. It's important to me. It means a lot to me. People tuning in here, taking their valuable time to come in here and help me grow this channel, to learn some stuff, to be part of the conversation. I'm appreciative for you guys. Y'all are awesome. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I don't think I did. I think I highlighted everybody's comments. I made it all the way to the bottom. If I missed something, man, I didn't look to see. Junior, or one of you guys, who's the number one chatter in the chat? I don't have the YouTube chat up. I've got the app that I use to live stream with. It doesn't tell me who my number one chatter is. I know that for super chats, we've got Curly Girly, and I know I've already highlighted it, but this is for anybody new. And Niles, appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. But I don't know who the number one chatter is tonight. Let's see. Y'all hit me up in the comments and let me know who it was. Or I could probably find it on YouTube. Curly. All right, Curly Girly. Number one in the chat. There we go. Curly Girly. Thanks for being number one in the chat. Awesome. That's awesome. Okay, guys. I'm going to call it for tonight. I will. There we go. We a team. That's right. That's right. Okay, guys. I'm going to call it for tonight. I'm going to be back again tomorrow. I will do another live stream. I will be here to bring you guys some more info. Again, I appreciate you all. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate all your all support. You're great. I've got one of the best chats on the internet, and it's only going to keep growing. Thanks to you all. Be sure to share the content. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, that like button, and the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video is released. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful Friday evening, and I'll see you in the next one. You too, Niles. Later, Junior. Later, Curly.